Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. How are you? Hope you're doing good. C'est bon, on commence? C'est bon? Ok. Hi, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying the conference. Hope you have a great day. I will start with a simple question here. Who is a POAP collector? Who has POAPs? Okay, good. Who has no idea of what POAP is? Okay, less people, but okay. So I will start this workshop to talk about what a POAP is. We'll go fast to a bit fast because a lot of people know. But the idea is, at the end of the workshop, tell you that you can do a POAP by yourself, and that you can even use POAP as a mechanism to engage your community to test the appetite for your product with POAPs. So POAPs it stands for Proof of Attendance Protocol. I'm Lucas, I'm the founder of POAP Studio, which is the leading and official and only B2B agency building experience for brands on top of POAP. We've been working with many nice brands like Red Bull, Porsche, Condé Nast internally, and Vogue to make POAPs a way for brands to use it as an engagement moment for their communities. And the good thing is you can do two. The idea is that we are an agency, we provide services to brands and companies, but you can do the same with your time for free. You just have to know how to do it. And this is what the workshop is about, you understanding that anyone can do POAP, anyone can do it on the highest level that they want. Of course, it requires a bit of time, and and you will know that it will allow you to engage your internal communities or external communities. So what I want to say with this slide is that POAP has been technologically proven. It's one of the few applications that is celebrated by Vitalik Buterin, that is the co-founder of Ethereum. Why? Because it's one of the few applications of Ethereum or the blockchain that is not financial, right? You claim a POAP, you receive a POAP, you smile about it. There are no gas fees, no Ethereum, no Ether. It just works and it just smiles like some of I'm seeing here of the POAP collectors. But basically, Vitalik says that we don't know yet what Web3 identity will be, but most probably people working on top of POAP, being POAP Studio or any of you doing POAP collections for your community, you will have started building a concept of what an identity is. And also, well, right now I think we're minting the 6 millionth 5,000 POAP today, and there's more than 1 million wallets with POAP, 1 million too, if I remember last time I checked. So it's a proven technology that anyone can use as a public good and as a community enhancer. Anyone can do it. So media also is talking about POAP, basically because brands are asking for it, because it serves well the purpose of using it for engaging with your community, right? It's easy, it's the easiest way to do it. It's an easy way to create, it's easy way to claim, and it's easy to engage with it because, well, as you can see, most of this room have already collected POAP. The next question that I should do is, who here has created a POAP to distribute? Okay, I would say 10%. Okay, it's not bad. And, well, for the other 90%, know that you, again, the idea is to make sure that you understand that you can do it. So, the new paradigm that we are trying to explain is that before we had the Web2 identity with the classical email, name, phone, whatever, CRM, the idea now is to say that you can engage with people or wallets, and that's why the identity concept is fluid. It's a person can have multiple wallets. Multiple wallet can belong to multiple persons, or multiple wallet can become to one person. So it's a bit of a mess, but POAPs allows you to have some form of understanding where that wallet has been, and when you start connecting the dots, you will see that that person has gone, in the case for ledgers, they've done many POAPs, but they've gone to events, or they buy products, or it's an internal conference, or it's an exclusive event, and you can start building an engagement mechanism to understand who that person is. That's not useful, so I'm going to move it. But now I'm going to talk about what you can do on top of POAP, because this also is, again, with your time, is something that you can do by yourself. You can put a gigantic QR code on a concert, on a stadium, and you can give people, you can scan it, it won't work, because it's a past event. But you can tell people, like in this conference, to claim this moment, and hopefully most of you have already collected the POAP of the conference. If not, you should go to the POAP booth, but if not, it works with the ticketing system. So normally, most of you should have the POAP at the address that you have declared on your, whenever you are getting your tickets. But if it didn't work, or you didn't declare your wallet, like me, you just assume that you can get in, then go to the booth and we'll give you the POAP of the conference. But so it works for music festival. It works also for internal event, like big banks could use this kind of event in order to foster the culture of Web3 internally. This was done, again, it was a summer party. And it's all about, well, having a bit of understanding of how it works, printing unique QR codes on each invitation. Why unique? Because the idea is to not allowing people to take in a picture and making it work. If any of you try to scan that QR code, you will see, well, not only it doesn't work because the event was many months ago, but if it was live, it would work only once for that people not to share it online. Proof of attendance, right? If anyone can take the POAP not being there, it's a shitty proof of attendance. That's also an internal one with an NFC tag. As you can see here, on the nose of the Verra, there's an NFC tag that whenever you put your phone on top of it, you would have the digital proof that you've been in Bayer's innovation lab. And that's also something that you can do. It allows to do some form of in real life mechanisms of hunt. In this case, it's all about proving that you were invited in one of those meetups in the conference. For BNP also, we've done, well, this is mostly internal communication for internal meetings. And what we envision here is that each brand or each community, and that's what I talked to you like a community, as a community aspect, each community can make a path out of the engagement moments and build a story on top of POAP. I think this is what I have, and now I want to make it a bit more, Q&A, is would you have an idea, if I had today, any of you, if you wanted to do a POAP for your community, what would be the first idea that you have? Anyone want to raise a hand? No hands? What is a POAP that you would do?
I think in terms of engagement and to educate people, that's a very good thing. Especially you mentioned big brands, etc. So whatever we could do to have senior management having wallets would be great.
Great, because that's besides the service that we do as a studio, but internally, anyone can do a POAP for a conference like we saw with Bayer or BNP, and it's a great way to introduce the management to understand what is capturing a moment, why I can see the image, but the POAP or the NFT is not the image, right? You have to be there. Of course, you can print screen your phone and send the picture through WhatsApp, but it's, as we all know, right-click save. You can right-click save the picture, but it's not actually the punk that you can resell to someone. But it's a great intervention. Yes, POAP is a great tool to acculturate and to educate people internally, because again, there's no ether to spend. There is no gas fees. And if you try it also by your way, you can also pre-mint POAPs with an email address. So that's also something that is very interesting, also for your friends, for your next birthday, next grandma's birthday. You can do a POAP, and she will be able to claim it with her email because she can pre-mint it with her email, and whenever she's ready and have a wallet, because you have taught her how to get a wallet, she will be able to migrate for free those POAPs to the blockchain. So another examples that we've seen is Web3 communities, of course, use that a lot, but we've seen many communities, artist communities, and that's also something that is new, and I wanted to share to you that is pretty new. That's why I don't have slides on it, but it's what we call a POAP Checkout, and it's a process where you can put on sale a POAP, like art, and you will be able to sell for whatever price you want, and we recommend small price because it's more usable, it's more to use as a test, right? Do people like what I'm doing? Do people say that I like? Would I put a couple of dollars on it? And it's fairly easy. Again, there's no smart contract to code. You just do a POAP, and then you look at the documentation and you will see how to create a checkout. But basically, it's putting a Ethereum payment layer on top of POAP. Of course, those people would require some Ether, but that's for more advanced use cases. But again, the idea is, besides the checkout and the paying, remember that POAP is always a great tool to see if your community care about what you're doing. If they don't even care to claim the POAP, well, that's a good signal that they don't care about what you're doing. But if they do and they ask for it, they say, oh, I want to go to the Twitter space, or I want to go to the event. Is there a POAP? Can I claim the POAP? Where is the POAP? That means that they actually care about what you're doing, because they want to prove that they've been there before the time, before you become a celebrated artist, or before your community is well known or filled with bots in Discords or whatever. If you have the POAP that's shown that you have been before, well, it gives you, besides the utility that somehow the brand or the community can give, it gives you bragging right. And I'm partial to it, but whenever someone show me that they got my POAP or a old POAP or a good POAP, then yes, I want to help them, right? Because they show that they've been caring since a lot of time. And so again, I'm finishing this workshop in order to, again, make sure that you understand that everyone at any moment, for any historically relevant moment of your community, that can create a POAP. You just have to go to a poap.xyz. It's not, and you will just have to upload a picture, a title, a description. You will have to wait a couple of minutes or hours, depending on the day, for a curation body to validate that you're not putting porno, or that you're not giving a POAP for something that is not a real event, like saying that I met, I don't know, president of France, whenever I'm not the president of France. And then you will have your POAPs to distribute to your community, and actually test if the community that says that your idea is super great, well, to check if they actually care about what you're proposing. Is there any question? Yes. Sir was first.
Thank you. Hi. A simple question. I do a lot of lives on TikTok and Instagram, and I start to build a decent amount of community. I'm in the sports world. How can I create through a TikTok live, for example, a POAP? Then it could be something interesting that the people who has the most POAP at the end of the year gets a reward or a gift or something. But how can I give the way to get the POAP for them?
Great question.
During the live.
There is a feature, a way to do it. It's called POAP Secret. That basically you give a secret word. Let's say in this case, let's call it Dell. And you will have to instruct people to download the POAP app before, but that's to do lives. And whenever you are on the live, you say, okay, now the word is Dell. People will have to click on the mint button in their app, secret, and put the secret word, and then it just works. And people having the secret claim that POAP. But besides the distribution mechanism, that is the secret, what you said is exactly the good use case. That is dropping some POAPs during the year, and at the end you will actually be able to reward people that be following you at any moment. And again, people will claim it because they care, but it's also easy for them to do it. There's no gas fees again. Oops, I don't know what happened, but yeah, okay. There's those gas fees, and so you will be able to reward them easily.
Thank you. I have a question.
Yes.
Just to be clear, is it possible to add the geolocalization to POAPs?
No. Great question.
Because or maybe you can give some other idea for
I
my
will.
use case.
I will.
Yeah.
So there is no geolocalization because geolocalization is very hard to implement. Anyone can fake an IP, anyone can say on their phone that they're somewhere else. The geolocalization is like the party that we see of Warner Music, that you have to print a specific QR code, a unique QR code that you will hand on that specific place of the world, and that means that they're there where you give the QR code. Or with a screen, if you go to our booth, you will see that it's a dynamic QR code that refreshes in that place only, and that, well, is the geoposition of that iPad. Go to your booth and you will see it works.
Okay.
Thank you for your time, everybody. Do POAPs and engage with your community.